Fit perfectly. Yeah, like I said, my name is Vika, and I'm here on behalf of the Italian community. I think I'm the only Italian content creator basically around here.
Yeah.
So I will ask you a bunch of questions. I hope you're prepared to share a lot of cool stuff with me.
That's the plan. Yeah.
I hope so.
We've got nothing but cool stuff over in these chairs over
Nice.
here. So
That's what I'm hoping for.
yeah.
I'm actually very interested in the new player experience because you shared that it will be revamped or something.
Yes.
And yeah, I actually run. Well, I have a lot of guides and videos on my YouTube channel, purposely made for the new players that are actually coming into game or old players that are returning to the game.
Yep.
And I get asked a lot of stuff about that because things are a little bit unclear sometimes.
Yeah.
So can you share something more about how will this new experience work?
Sure. Yeah. So we've made a bunch of changes to new player experience and returning player experience. First starts in Exile's Reach, which is our tutorial area. We've built Exile's Reach to be more of a prologue that points directly towards the Dragon Isles and towards the Dragonflight expansion.
So there will be changes into the Exile's Reach experience, pointing the players to the story of the Dragonflight, you mean?
Yep, yeah, so it includes more recognizable characters now. Folks like Rathion, Khadgar, Alexstrasza will all be part of Exile's Reach. You should see more recognizable faces in there. And then once you finish, you'll ride the dragons directly to Waking Shores and continue the story from there. Continue with those same characters, so it should be less of a chapter change and more of just like moving that story along. And then once you get to Dragonflight, we've actually made a significant amount of changes to the Dragonflight expansion as well.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah, gone are the days where you play the campaign up till the end of Thaldrazzus and you're standing on the doorway of the raid and then have to like wait. Yeah. Instead, after you finish that Thaldrazzus story, you can go straight into the raid. In story mode, we have a story mode version of Raszageth.
Oh, that is actually very cool.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, so as a solo player, you'll be joined by 9 other kind of game-controlled allies to fight against Raszageth.
Nice.
You'll crush her, wipe the floor with her, and then move on from there into a leveling version of Zeralek Caverns, where you'll have quests in there and leveling appropriate rewards from that as well. That culminates in another story mode raid versus Sarkareth, and then you can probably see where this is going. And then you continue your leveling through Emerald Dream with finally like finishing with a story mode raid against Farak. We're super excited because this is the first time that like leveling players will get to play through an entire expansion
this
story
is actually
from beginning
a very
to end.
cool addition because usually players just want to test the raids, but they can't because of course no one is playing them anymore because they're all centered to the new expansion. So yeah, that is very cool.
Yeah, exactly. And for if you do have a group who wants to take you through the raids, those quests just say kill Farak. You do it however you want, but we do have the story mode available. Should you choose to do so.
Very nice.
In addition to those new player changes as well, we're also adding a returning player experience.
That's my next question.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Great. Yeah. So if you haven't played World of Warcraft in a while, it can be a little bit tricky to come back because you're often met with the 3 horsemen of a full quest log of quests you don't remember, a full bag of items you don't remember, and a talent tree full of icons that don't really trigger any memories.
What is this anymore?
Yeah, and so the returning player experience is built for players with that in mind. This is just a place where you're going to go on a quick adventure. This is all brand new. It takes place in the Arathi Highlands. You'll be joining either Thrall or Jaina on a really basic, simple core WoW adventure to fight against some creatures. You start fighting against some gnolls, maybe fight against some ogres, maybe fight against some cultists, but we hide your quest log from you. You don't have to worry about any of the stuff that's in your talent tree, or you just go in and just play core WoW without the what do I do next? What are all these things that are pulling me in different directions? You just go fight the gnolls. And for a lot of players, what we see is after like a minute or two of that, they'll be like, oh yeah, I remember how to play my hunter or my paladin. It's drop in and drop out. So if you get to that point, it's like, I don't need this anymore, you can leave. If you want to play through the whole thing, it only takes maybe 15-20 minutes to go through. You should end with a full set of gear that brings your character up to current. And by the time you're done, you should be ready to hop in. And again, you can come back in if you need a reminder. It also includes tutorials on things that some folks might not have ever learned or might not remember. Things like skywriting.
Yeah.
And on interrupting as well, learning how to interrupt enemies as well.
Oh, that's very interesting. So they will finally learn how to do that, maybe.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. And lastly, the last big change that we've made for the new player experience is for people who are coming into Midnight. If you didn't play through the War Within expansion, or maybe it's just been a little while and you don't remember all the details, we've added a War Within catch-up quest line. So it's sort of like the Lore Walker.
Yeah,
exactly. It takes a few short hours to complete. It would normally take a couple dozen hours to play through all the zones, starting from Isle of Dorn all the way through Koresh. This is only a few short hours to play through all the big beats. You see all the cinematics, see all the big character movements and everything.
Okay,
and then by the time you're done with that, you understand everything that happened in War Within. You can jump straight into Midnight.
So this is actually like a different lore walker experience than the one we saw in the War Within. You mean?
Yeah,
like,
it
not
is a little different.
Ethereals, Arthas and stuff. It's just something centered on the War Within story.
The entire expansion. Yeah, it uses the same technology that we use to build lore walking, but you're not actually talking with Lore Walker Cho. You're going through sort of a different set of characters to learn this lesson.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Will this be like mandatory for the new players or something optional that they can or maybe don't want to do?
That's a great question. It's for anyone who wants it. So if you are a max level, if you're already level 80, but you just want to play through it, you can do it at any time. You can run it multiple times, like lore walking, if you want it.
Okay.
And then if you are a new player leveling, actually what will happen is you will play through Dragonflight, and that'll take you to about level 70. And then those last few levels, 70 to 80, is you're going to play through this War Within catch-up quest line. So it'll be really quick to get those last 10 levels to get you brought up to Midnight, but it'll also, like, for players who are new to the game, if you have folks who are watching your guides and looking for cool ways to learn how to play World of Warcraft, this should give you all the story that leads into the latest expansion, and you'll be on equal footing with everyone else.
Yeah, this is amazing, actually. Thank you very much about that.
Yeah, of course.
Let me just have a look at what else do I have to... Well, I was about to ask about Chromitime, because that was actually a very cool addition to the game, but I think people still find it a little bit confusing. But with that new system, this is basically, useless, or something you can or cannot do, depending on what you would like to do in the game. So I don't think it's actually relevant anymore.
Yeah, I think one of the challenges with Chromitime is not necessarily the feature itself, but your access to the point in Chromitime is in your major cities. It's in Stormwind and Orgrimmar, and this is one of those points where I find, especially for new players, there's just lots of shiny things to look at. There's lots of directions get pulled out. You might have someone, talking head appear at the bottom of your screen. There's quests you can accept, and then there's Chromitime, which gives you lots of options. It's important to have those options available, especially if you're playing through an alt and want to try out one of those expansions. If you're a seasoned player, for most new players, it's easiest we find it's easiest for most folks to just go straight from Exile's Reach directly to Dragonflight and move from there.
Yeah.
Again, we want to give people as many options as possible. If you are a new player, you're not forced to go to Dragonflight. You can always, your friends can say, no, actually take this flight and then go over here and then fly over to Stormwind, and then we're going to go run Draenor or Pandaria or whatever expansion we want together. Those options are always available.
Yeah, but then you have to have a friend already in the game that knows where to start the quest line of the various expansions, which is not always the case.
Exactly.
So if you have a new player that wants to experience the story of one of the oldest expansions, they can do that through the Chromitime.
Yep.
But then again, if you reach a certain level, you cannot access the Chromitime anymore. And so if you want to experience another expansion, you have to maybe do another character.
Yes.
And will this change in the near future, or there are no plans about it?
We're always looking at options and feedback for things like that. Nothing to announce specifically about Chromitime changes at this point. But we're really excited to see specifically for those new players that Dragonflight sort of curated experience to make sure that it feels like a really good experience for them.
Yeah, this is actually very, very good news. They will be happy. I have some questions about add-ons. I don't know if you can tell me something about it. Maybe that's more for you. I think with this new feature, we just found out that a damage meter and the boss meter time are coming into the new expansion. Is the ultimate goal here to replace Soledon, so that player won't need them anymore? Or
sure. Yeah. So our goal right now is the same as it sort of has been in 11.2.5 and even 11.1.7 when we started, which is to take a lot of the functionality that players rely on add-ons for and build those directly into the UI of our game. So we've already seen this with things like the additions we've made to Cooldown Manager and changes we've made to that, as well as one-button rotation and assisted highlights and things like that. We want to continue building more of those, and you're going to see some of those coming in Midnight. So damage meters are one of those. Damage meters also having the benefit of being on the server and server authoritative on our game, so you don't have to worry about things like phasing, separating players, and your damage meters being
more accurate. So
inaccurate because due to just the nature of the game and when it's done on the client. Similarly, we do have to plan on add things like boss timers that are also based on the data that's coming from the server. So really excited to be able to provide those. Of course, we'll also be able to players can have their logs that they update later if you want to do a little bit more analysis into your data that's
Yeah.
that's always available as well.
Yeah, and about weak hours as well, because we had a lot of bosses in the past that had very cool mechanics, but they were trivialized by the usage of certain weak hours and add-ons. How are you going to prevent that, if that is a goal actually, if you want to prevent it?
Yeah, no. So we don't think it's the best experience for you to feel like you need to have a third-party program to be able to feel like you're being competitive against one of our encounters. And so a lot of this can be solved on the encounter design side, just by building encounters that do not have such complex mechanics that they require a weak hour to respond to. I actually look at the most recent dungeon, the Ecodome Aldani, as a pretty good example of this, where the bosses there have simple enough mechanics and few enough mechanics that like you can really just understand it. It only takes a couple lines of description for a new player to say like, hey, this is what this boss does, be careful for this. But they're still challenging. There's still contextual information where you might respond to that ability one way in one context and a different way in another, that makes those bosses. And so we're going to take some of those philosophies about having sort of simple but still challenging boss designs that drives our philosophies for Midnight.
Okay, so we... Yeah.
I was just going to follow up. I thought that was a great answer, but I think, when we think about it too, it's not just an encounter problem also, right? It's a combat and class problem too, where when we talk about the new player experience or the returning player experience, there's all these different aspects that you need to worry about for some specs that before you can actually hop in and play it, right? You might need to download a weak order package. You shouldn't have to do that to play your class, right? That shouldn't be the expectation. Really, we want to curate an experience that feels fluid and easy to understand, so that you don't need what you see in the game is really all you need to be able to pay attention to. That's the ideal goal, and that's something we want to work towards as the combat team as well, just so that you don't feel like you're missing something by not having these things installed, right?
Yeah, like you have to have a certain thing if you want to do some kind of content. So that's
absolutely. I think it's something that we're looking at game wide, and not just an encounter problem either, right?
I see.
So hopefully we can provide that experience for new players as well.
Nice, thank you. What is the expected patch release time for the next expansion? Do you have some information about it that you can share maybe? Because we've seen in this expansion that sometimes the content was released maybe too quickly, and sometimes it had a lot of bugs that of course hindered the player experience. So how are you going to navigate it?
Yeah. So we're not quite at the point where we're ready to share patch dates yet. I can share what the legalese has said on, which is on or before June 30th of next year. So that is what we're committed to. I can say that philosophically, we want to make sure that we're getting content out quickly to folks. Historically, the times that people have been most discontent with World of Warcraft is during long content droughts, where you have a long time with nothing new to play. And so part of our commitment, you've seen it over the last couple of years now, is making sure that we have regular updates to the game to make sure that there's always something new to enjoy, something to look forward to. And that applies to our plans for releasing Midnight.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I have also a couple of questions about housing. Can you? Yeah. One thing that is actually not very clear, I'm not sure if you share this anywhere, but I couldn't find any information about it. Will it be available for anyone that has an active subscription, or will they need to purchase Midnight to actually access the feature?
Yeah, so housing is a Midnight feature. So ownership of Midnight allows you to own a house. Now, being able to collect decor and start building your decor collection, once that is made available, then everybody, whether you're an owner of Midnight or not, can start collecting decor. So completing achievements, just buying them directly off the auction house from crafters, any way that you can get decor, anyone can, whether you're Midnight or not. Having Midnight it simply allows you to buy that house and start placing those things out.
That wasn't very clear. Thank you for clearing that up. I'm also sure that actually a lot of people will be interested in just the housing system, because a lot of people are actually expecting this feature. Maybe in the future are there some plans to make it available for a small subscription charge and just access that type of content?
Who knows what's possible in the future? Quite possibly, at least for Midnight. The plans are.
One of the cool things too is it's not like level gated either, right? correct me if I'm wrong. Anyone who has a midnight subscription can play. So if that is like you mentioned what you're interested in, and you just want to hop in, create a level 1 character,
okay.
you can unlock.
Okay,
a house,
so you can
right?
just buy the expansion and then at level 1 just buy your house and do stuff.
Yep.
Will the house be purchasable then with gold or something?
Yes.
Just a small entrance fee and then that's it? Or do we have mortgages? I hope not.
No mortgages, no upkeep costs or anything. No. The goal is really to be able to get in as soon as you want. Like, honestly, if that is you, if you're a brand new player and you want to get into Midnight, then you can actually at early on in Exile's Reach, after you get off the boat, after you learn like how to move, the core interaction tutorial of the game, then you can make that choice to say like, I actually want to go straight to housing. That's not recommended for most folks, because Exile's Reach is a great tutorial that teaches you a lot of how to play the game and the important bits of the combat portion of our game. But if you are coming into the game and you decide like, no, I just want to go straight to housing, those options are available for you to just go
So
straight.
you could do that.
Yeah.
So in the Exile's Reach, there is the option to just skip the Exile's Reach entirely and go into the expansion?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. Thank you. I have a couple of other miscellaneous questions about Silvermoon in the next expansion.
Yeah.
So I think I understand that we will have like a new and improved version of Silvermoon, but does that mean it is a completely new city different from the old one, which will still be accessible, or are you improving the actual Silvermoon that is now in the game?
Yeah, it is all completely new. So the existing zones that we know of Eversong and Ghostlands and the Silvermoon City still do exist.
Okay.
But they're accessible through like a Bronze Dragon sort of Zidormi setup. The new zones that we're building for Midnight are going to be added directly into Eastern Kingdoms. They will be accessible just by flying directly from Eastern Plaguelands, whatever. You can just fly north and get directly there. So it's all part of a significant.
Next question. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah,
so
a solid continent.
Could we like mount into the city and also maybe fly, or?
Yeah, in the new one, you can mount, you can fly, you can do a
So
sky ride.
No loading screen from one place to another.
No
to
loading
access the
screen
city.
from the
Yay.
yeah, you could fly directly from Stranglethorn Vale all the way up to Silvermoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, nice. And this will remain basically a horde-based city with a small hub for the Alliance people.
It's actually like a little bit the opposite. I want to small correction because we've said a couple different things. The city is about 2/3 shared. So the western 2/3, 65% or so of the city is shared between Horde and Alliance. And then the eastern district, the eastern sort of third of it is Horde only. It's a big city. It's grown a lot since then. And so in that eastern third, you'll see most of the memorable iconic spaces that Horde players will remember spending time. So by the auction house, by the inn, the bank, things like that. And then a lot of the space which has grown to the west is the newer shared space.
Oh, okay. Also, there will be something new in addition to what we are used to know of Silvermoon. So
I don't know if you remember the map of Silvermoon in the past, but like that, it had that whole western area, which was just the ruins. There was like some busted golems walking around in there. It's like they fixed all that. They're not ruins anymore. It's all better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Nice. That makes a lot more sense now. Yeah. Mythic rank difficulty will ever be available for 10-man groups, or is it something you're actually haven't thought about?
We talk about these things sometimes. We've heard players requesting it, and so nothing to announce about that at this point. Mythic grade, for Midnight, continue to follow the rule set that we have in the War Within.
Okay.
Yeah.
One more. Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about the stuff that really matters here at the end. Can we expect a Sylvanas return in this expansion?
We are going to get to see where she grew up. So in Silvermoon, or in Eversong, we have a new dungeon, which is Windrunner Spire. Yep, and so and that dungeon explores the background of the Windrunner sisters, including Sylvanas, but also Ilaria and Verisa, and their brother Lyrith, who is a little bit lesser known character. But we'll get to learn a little bit about Lyrith as well.
A lot of crying involved, I guess.
Yes, a little bit. Yeah, and so you get to see all the edgy posters that Sylvanas used to hang on her walls back when she was a teen.
Oh,
Not
wow,
really,
cool,
but sort of.
Cool,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I actually had a lot more questions about the combat system and all, but I think we don't have time anymore. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. It's been amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This was it was a great chat.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yay. Thank you. I'm sorry. I had a lot more to ask.
It's okay.
Next time, maybe.
Yeah.
If you want,
Thank you.
if you want, maybe you can